the next day, but I have a sneaking fancy for Kildare the next day.
But Joe, you've been looking at, we said the old chestnut for Kildare. Yesterday, you say they weren't even making those scoring opportunities at the times.
Well, I mean, it's amazing that Kildare, who've been one of the more successful teams of the decade, have had such bad press, and I think that's because people are frustrated that they can't score. I mean, the only open door they had yesterday was through their corner forwards, because the two Dublin corner backs weren't man marking, so Tag, Finnan and Brennan were getting a lot of easy scores. I mean, this sort of passage of play sums up a lot of the Kildare effort in the first half. I mean, Kildare were totally dominating the game for the first 25 minutes, and yet they had to score the equaliser to go in at half-time level. And that sort of set the tone for the game. In the second half, the Dubs, you could see that they were always more capable of scoring. You know, on 6 separate occasions, Kildare dropped the ball into the keeper's hands. It's much worse than kicking a wide, because it means that the other team have the momentum coming out and can attack. It's also very demoralising, because the Kildare defence in the first half were excellent. The Dublin forwards got 1 score from play, and the door was completely shut on them. And yet, as the ball was moved up the field, you could see this depressing sense of inevitability that, oh, there's going to be another ball worked into the corner, and then it's going to be kicked into the keeper's hands. I mean, Pádraig Brennan was through with the goal at his mercy, and I think they probably would have won the Leinster title if he had scored that goal in the first half.
Mind you, we did see some excellent scores yesterday, Kevin, from both sides, and some surprise performances, I think, to some people. Like Jason Sherlock, who we've featured now in our little item, scored some wonderful scores yesterday.
Well, Jason Sherlock is, you know, much maligned footballer of the 90s in Dublin. I think people forget that he almost single-handedly won the Dubs, the All-Ireland, and I give him great credit for the way he's turned his career around. He's been absolutely superb this season, and I'd say Tommy Carr is more than thrilled with the way he's playing. He's a busy player. I wouldn't like to have to spend 70 minutes trying to patrol Jason Sherlock, and for the first time this season we're seeing him kicking points. You know, he's so busy, he runs the line very well, always looking for the ball. And he'd be a nightmare, an absolute nightmare, and he has great pace, and here we go now, he's kicking points.
Yes.
I mean, if we said this 2 years ago, you'd be laughed out of court. And so some of the skills that he showed yesterday were fantastic, and a very brave player. We've always known that about Jason Sherlock. And he's running at you. He's going to cause, for his size, he caused a lot of problems for the defence.
He scored 1-8 this year so far.
Yes.
Yeah.
Look at this, Michael. This is a jab lift up, a no-look shot, and he's about 30 metres out.
That was a peach.
Oh, that's a fantastic score. And I mean, if you said beforehand Jason Sherlock is going to score 3 points from play, he's going to give Glenn Ryan a torrid time, but the lads in the white coats will be coming for you. Sure. But he did fantastic, and good luck to him. It was a great performance yesterday, I thought.
Cliona, one thing that's dismaying a lot of Dublin supporters is lack of a free taker. Email from Jay Davey at Dublin said, how come Dublin persist in taking frees from the hand? Also, somebody in Longford, John Cahill in Longford, said Dublin have no proper free taker. And Donald Downs in Lucan says, we have a population of 500,000 people in Dublin, and we can't get a free taker to kick the ball off the ground.
I know, it's a bizarre one. And I mean, Jim Gavin, who's their first choice free taker at the moment, doesn't actually take the frees for his club round Towers. Brian Steins was forced yesterday to come in. The two of them missed 2 crucial frees. They missed 4 yesterday, but there were 4 really important frees, gettable frees as well. And Brian's last one could have won the game, really, if you put it away. And he said, the first thing he said afterwards is, lads, I'm not a free taker.
Yeah.
So the problem is they need to get a free taker in there. Why everybody's taking frees from the hands at the moment, particularly on a dry day, I just do not understand. But it seems to be, yeah, exactly. It seems to be the current trend to take them from the hand. And any free taker you talk to, Barney Rock and the boys will all say they're harder to take from the hands. The problem is Declan Darcy wasn't fit. He had a fitness test on Saturday and they couldn't get him in. Now I think he'll be back definitely for the next game, which is definitely going to strengthen them. But if you look at all the good teams in the country, not only do they have a free taker, look at Armagh, they have a good free taker on the right and they have a good free taker on the left. Galway are the same. Pádraig Joyce never misses. Like, if you're going to win in All-Ireland, you really need to have, I think, 2 free takers. In fact, I'd have 1 on both sides. And it is mysterious that they really can't turn one up.
OK, folks, thank you for that for the moment. All right, next now we're going to come to our video diary item, who've ended up on the winning team. Well, we neither won nor lost yesterday because, yes, our featured player was from that Leinster football final. A week in football, then, from the perspective of Kildare's Dermot Early.
We're quite confident in our ability, and it's just a question of whether we do it on the day. I haven't had a bad week. I've had a relatively quiet week in work. Training has gone well now. We trained on Tuesday and last night, and I haven't been bothered by the media at all, really. You know, it's grand. The early part of the 90s now. Dublin beat us in a league final and in a Leinster final, and you can say we got our revenge back in '98 there, but we still haven't beaten them in a final. And you know, they'll be going out confident that they've beaten us in 2 finals already in the 90s, but hopefully now we can overturn that and beat them in a final on Sunday. I think our backs are very strong at the moment, and we have a very strong midfield. I think we'll match them in midfield, and where we need to win it is we need to put the ball over the bar on Sunday, and hopefully we can do that. I look forward to the whole build-up and the whole atmosphere of it, but my dad always says that if you're enjoying a final, you're doing something wrong. It's hard to enjoy it because there's so much at stake that you're so determined and committed, and your concentration levels are so high on the pitch that you can't really soak up the atmosphere. And if you are doing that, you're not doing something. You're doing something wrong, you know. So to say I enjoy the build-up, and I enjoy the banter and the jokes and everything, and the whole atmosphere of running out onto Croke Park. But once the ball's thrown in, you can just forget about the crowd, and it's 100% concentration on the ball.
Taken down beautifully. Martin Lynch wants it, setting off once again. Good run ahead of him by Early. Back to McCreary it goes. Dublin at 6s and 7s all over the place. In complete turmoil in defence. That's a nice ball. That's a lovely kick, and that's over the bar by Ty Fennan. Shane Ryan trying to get that ball away. Into Brian Murphy it comes. Back out once again. And that's kicked over the bar in Ross Vital, and Kildare have taken the lead to Ty Fennan. That's a good ball forward for Colin Moran. Now Dublin looking at the equaliser. Or perhaps a goal. He's put it over the bar. Colin Moran gets the 3rd point. It's Dublin's 14th, and the teams are level.
Jesus, we're still in the championship, you know. And that's the main thing. We wanted to win today. We were unlucky, not unlucky to still be in the championship. But we'll go back training Tuesday night, and you know, this is what it's all about. You know, with the crowd, the atmosphere, the scores, the draw. You know, that's why you play football, and you know, I can't wait till the replay.
Yeah, Dermot Early and his Kildare colleagues have to plan it all over again in the next fortnight. Now, let's take a look at how things stand in our score competition. That's in association with the Sunday World newspaper. And just a reminder that the winning club in this competition get themselves a